Dinah lifted the chopsticks to her mouth and took a bite from her smoked salmon. It was absolutely delicious. This was her first time visiting Japan. She always meant to come visit the country but rarely ever has a free time to have a personal life since joining the Justice League. In fact, the reason that she is in the country at the moment is because she is on official Justice League business. The past 3 days she has been trying to find a certain child hero that sprung up in Tokyo recently. First mention of this new underage hero was about 3 months ago. It was one of several topics that Batman brought up in a meeting. She didn't think it was that big of a deal as long as the kid is helping others. But Batman is the type of person who doesn't trust a single person in the world, especially ones that display any sorts of superhuman powers. If a person in the world shows up with superhuman powers, whether villain, hero, or civilian, Batman will create a massive profile on the person in case that person ever becomes a threat. The Dark Knight doesn't take any chances when it comes to global safety. As much as she hates to admit it, Batman tends to save many lives with his paranoia, even those of his fellow heroes. For the one getting back on track, this new child hero popped up around 3 months ago during a terrorist bombing. Over 50 lives were saved that day by the child hero who revealed the power to manipulate and control the elements of water and wind. Amateur video of the incident showed a large tidal wave of water appearing out of thin air, creating a protective sphere around survivors. This wall of swirling water commoded prison 5 doused flames in an instant. What was more impressive was when the wall of water exploded outward in a massive tidal wave, putting out the majority of the flames, followed by strong gusts of wind put out the rest. There was no video footage on the hero, but many survivors caught sight of a child in a black and silver outfit with golden blonde hair. A couple weeks later, more sightings of the child hero started to pop up. Soon enough, Tokyo had its own hero protecting it. A small chuckle comes from the gorgeous woman as she recalls some of the ridiculous names that are floating around the internet. Some people have too much free time on their hands. She reaches into her jacket, pulling out a photo of the young hero. He looks to be from 11 to 14, though it is hard to tell with the black face mask covering his face from the nose down. Definitely a blonde and wears a gray vest over a long-sleeved black shirt. The image is blurry, making any other distinguishing physical characteristics near impossible to make out even with the advanced technology at the fingertips of the League. If she had to harbor a guess, she would say that he is between 5 and 5 foot 5 inches at the tallest. Putting the picture away, she finishes her meal and leaves the small restaurant. The past 3 days she has been trying to spot any signs of the young hero but was not having any luck. She was sent on this mission by Batman due to her ability to speak Japanese. Plus, she knew on some level he was counting on her physical appearance to be appealing to the child. It was extremely sexist, but if the kid truly is a teenager, then chances are like most boys his age he will give her a chance to talk, mostly to enjoy her presence. Boys and men of all ages tend to make time to listen to a pretty woman. Unfortunately, there hasn't been much criminal activity and the small crimes that were committed didn't draw out her prey. If she couldn't make contact within the next 24 hours, she was going to head back home. No offense, but she was missing the action of doing real work to help others. She didn't get in the hero business to hunt down children. Tokyo, 2:00 p.m. Naruto sat on the edge of a 30-story building with a steaming bowl of noodles in hand. Ocean blue eyes are staring out over the city, drinking in the sights that few ever have the pleasure of enjoying. Being able to use chakra to run up sides of buildings helps to give him such perfect views. Slurping down some more noodles, he thinks on the past few months like usual. 6 to think that a half year ago he was in a completely different dimension and constantly on the run. He never would have had time to enjoy a nice bowl of noodles in the elemental nations. When one is a missing ninja, one has to keep on the move or risk being killed or worse. Captured 9 Konoha labeled him as a missing ninja after he ran away at the age of 6. Normally, a child wouldn't be declared a missing ninja since he wasn't technically a ninja. In his case, he carried the most powerful of the tailed demons inside of him, and Konoha couldn't risk him falling into the hands of another village. One, as much as the citizens of his beloved village hated him, having the power of the nine-tailed demon was a military deterrent to other hidden villages. Plus, he snuck into the Hokage's private chambers and stole the forbidden scroll of seals. Pretty impressive for a 6-year-old with a year of training at the academy. Though at the same time it was extremely sad that a 6-year-old can get past Anbu 18. It wasn't hard for him to survive on his own. After spending 6 years of having to fend on his own in a village where everyone wanted to kill him, he developed incredible survival instincts. He had the ability to sense negative emotions and use that to stay away from those that wished him harm. Extremely handy in avoiding hunter ninja. The main problem he had was learning to use jutsu due to his limited understanding of chakra. By limited he meant non-existent. All he knew about chakra was to make a leaf stick to his forehead in the 3 basic jutsu taught at the academy. He sucked at the clone jutsu and barely could perform the replacement jutsu. However, he was a master at the transformation jutsu, which he used frequently to get out of trouble. It may be an academy level jutsu, but it was one of his favorites. Once he turned 10, he gained a new ability that made understanding chakra and learning new jutsu much easier, a rare bloodline ability. With it, he managed to layer a T-Dalafintral and gain strength he needed to survive against new powerful enemies. By the time he turned 14, he was pretty strong, able to fight on even grounds with Chunin level ninja. Jounin level ninja and high required him to tap into the demon's chakra, which was never a good thing as Kurama's chakra had the tendency to be felt for miles. It usually revealed his location in a heartbeat and made it hard for him to escape. He grew tired of fighting against Konoha Hunter Ninja. He even fought against several members of an organization called Akatsuki that wanted to steal Kurama's power for their own desires. There was never a moment of rest, until Kurama suggested tampering with the time-space seal created in the scroll. Kurama had the crazy idea that if he poured enough chakra into the seal, the demon could rip open a hole to a new dimension. Apparently the ability to travel to separate dimension was a power that the Sage of Sixth Path possessed. The idea of living in a new world where he would be able to move around freely without looking over his shoulder every second was too good an opportunity to pass up. 6 months later, Naruto is in a city called Tokyo enjoying a bowl of ramen without any worries in the world. This is a strange new world. None of the people have any chakra at all. In this world life exists without chakra. He is the only person in the world with chakra, well at least in Tokyo, that has chakra and can see it. Surprisingly enough, that doesn't make him a god or a godlike figure. People may not possess chakra, but there are those with powers that dwarf his own. There's a whole league of people that have individuals with incredible powers that could go head to head with him. One name that is worldwide and is considered the strongest in the world is Superman. A man with the power to fly, shoot heat beams from his eyes, move at speeds that are faster than a speeding bullet, strength of a god, and a body that is stronger than steel. Naruto knows from experience that even the strongest of individuals can be beat, but he highly doubts anything short of a cage-level ninja could hope to take on Superman. Then again, ninja don't fight head-on, instead using deception and various tricks to take down an opponent. Judging from the several videos he watched of Superman fighting, the superhero is a bit straightforward in his fighting style. That alone might be enough for an elite ninja to capitalize on. Naruto would love the chance to fight against Superman to test his own strength against the strongest in the world. Speaking of superheroes, he is becoming something of a hero lately. 3 months ago he helped put out a large fire. He wasn't going to help at first. One thing one learns as a missing ninja is to keep hidden at all times so as not to leave a trail for Hunter Ninja to follow. However, he spotted a crying little girl that was wailing for her parents. Usually, he would have ignored such a scene, but he is in a new world far away from the elemental nations. There would be no point in Konoha or Akatsuki to come to this world since Kurama is the sole reason that he was being hunted and the demon is not with him any longer. So against all his instincts, he saved the girl and in the process saved dozens of other people. Naruto quickly fled the scene, not wanting to risk his luck. Later on, while eating some dumplings, he watched the news and was surprised that he was being hailed a hero. People that he saved are family and friends of those he saved were thanking him. He was being thanked by others. No one had ever thanked him for anything. Heck, no one ever wanted him around. These people that he didn't even know were happy he was around. Some even went on to say that they hoped he stayed to continue to protect Tokyo. It felt really nice. For the first time he didn't feel like an outcast. Ironic, it took him coming to a new world where he literally is an outcast in order to find acceptance. So over the next 3 months he helped take down a few criminals just to test the waters. The people in Tokyo loved him. They wanted to know more about him. Journalists were desperately trying to find information on him. Naruto had to admit that he loved being shown so much respect. It is the reason he decided to stay in Tokyo instead of traveling the world. Why leave a place where he is wanted? I could go without the nicknames though, thinks Naruto. Man, some of those hero names that people are trying to give to him are horrible. Kid Hero, Water Boy, and Masked Blonde are just a few that make him want to come forth and reveal his true name. Though if he did that, his superhero name might turn out to be Fish Cake. Naruto is an awesome name, but people tend to think it is Fish Cake instead of Maelstrom. Oh well, maybe a name that he likes will pop up. Stranger things have happened. Placing the bowl and the pouch on the back of his waist, he stands up. He forms a hand seal and disappears in a swirl of leaves. Tokyo, 7:00 p.m. Hey pretty lady, why don't you come with us? Yeah, we can have some fun. Dinah smiles at the Yakuza thugs. Thanks, but I have other plans. She goes to walk past the gangster, but the 5 gangsters surround her, preventing her from leaving. Her eyes bored into the one blocking her path. He is a couple inches shorter than her with slanted black shades and a cocky smirk. I think you better take our offer, smirks the leader. I wouldn't want to hurt the pretty face. Laughter comes from the other members. All of them are leering at her with perverted gleams or licking their lips. No doubt the ideas running through their heads are degrading to all women. I was thinking the same thing, replies Dinah. A frown forms on the man's face. He gives a small nudge with his head. The tallest member of the group steps forward, reaching out to grab her. In a quick movement, she grabs the offending hand and breaks the wrist with a vicious twist. A scream of pain erupts from the man. The others back away in fear as their fellow gang member falls to his knees, clutching his broken wrist in pain. Bitch, kill her. The fight doesn't last more than a minute. Dinah easily takes down all 5 thugs. Calculated punches and kicks soon leave all 5 Yakuza members lying on the ground unconscious. A sigh escapes the woman as she leaves the alley and continues to walk down the sidewalk. That wasn't any fun at all. She had hoped to relieve her boredom a bit, but idiots like that tend to be all talk no substance. The world would be so much better without such people. Dinah sees a shadow move out of the corner of her eye. Curiously, she keeps on walking, keeping an eye on the shadows. She spots another alley up ahead. Turning into it, her eyes try to track any strange movement. Her instincts are telling that someone is following her. Whoever you are, I suggest you come out, says Dinah. The woman stands confidently. A sudden idea fills her head. You wouldn't happen to be the child hero that everyone is talking about? If you are, I had come to meet with you. I am the Black Canary, a member of the Justice League. In the shadows, Naruto stares upon the woman. She is definitely one of the most beautiful women that he ever laid eyes on, and the woman has curves in all the right places with the black leather pants and top accentuating those curves. It gives him a great view of her impressive cleavage as well. He watched her fight against those Yakuza. Her movements were precise, elegant. This is a woman that was trained deeply in taijutsu. He was traveling in these parts of the city due to a recent rise in gang activity in these parts. Watching the news helped him find the spots where criminal activity was more common. He never expected to see a woman trained like him. Unfortunately, his interest in her caused him to accidentally reveal his presence. Now here they were in alley with her trying to speak to him. She is using a language that is foreign to him. His eyes widen when he understands a couple words. Black Canary, thinks Naruto. Ocean blue eyes narrow upon the woman. Yes, he recognizes her. What is she doing here? Canary almost slaps her forward, realizing the reason she was sent here. Sorry, I forgot that you might not understand English. She starts to speak in Naruto's native tongue. I have come here as a representative of the Justice League. We have heard about your talent and wish to offer you a chance to join the League. Naruto gains a suspicious gaze. Why would a League of Heroes want him to join? They don't know anything about him. Something is not right. Perhaps he needs to make this woman disappear in order to show the League that he's not going to be controlled by Anbone. Well, you won't be joining the League as an official member. The truth is that a team of young heroes is being created to help train future young heroes like you into one day being full-fledged members of the Justice League, explains Canary. I promise I am only here to talk. The former missing ninja can sense no negative emotions, which means that she is speaking the truth. Lying is a negative emotion due to its deceptive nature. It is impossible to lie to him or speak in half-truths. He can sense such negative emotions without fail. That means that this is Black Canary of the Justice League and she truly desires to recruit him to join a team of young heroes. He does like being a hero. The respect and gratitude he gets is like a dream come true. It was one of his dreams growing up to be a great hero like the fourth Hokage. A dream he was forced to give up once he realized that there was a demon sealed inside of him and that the people would never be able to see past that. Now he was being given the chance to join the greatest heroes in the world. Canary waits patiently for a reply. She is starting to think that maybe she was talking to thin air. Sighing, she turns around to leave. Her eyes widen in surprise to see a kid blocking her path. He stands at average height with a slim build. The boy wears a white hoodie that had black stripes with the hoodie back to reveal spiky golden blonde hair being held up by a black high 8. On the metal plate of his high 8 is a leaf with a scratch through it. The rest of the outfit consisted of a white long-sleeved hoodie, baggy black pants, and black compact boots. 3 Though she is unable to see his face, judging from the amazing ocean blue eyes and golden blonde hair, she knows that under that mask is a face that can break any woman's heart. So, are you interested? Smiles Canary. I work better on my own, replies Naruto. Sorry, but the Justice League is a team. No matter how strong an individual is, there are some problems that can't be solved by alone. Naruto can't argue with that. There are many fights that he would have ended up dead if not for Kurama's help. He reaches up, scratching the back of his head. Canary finds his scratching to be endearing. Okay, I will give it a try. But if you don't like it, I am leaving, says Naruto. You are free to leave whenever you desire. She walks over to him. Her eyes notice the way his body tenses, preparing to take her down should she prove to be a threat. Giving a reassuring smile, she stops in front of him. Do you have a name? Uzumaki Naruto. Fish cake, smirks Canary. Naruto gives her a deadpan expression. Maelstrom. Canary laughs in amusement before walking out the alley. He pulls up his hoodie and follows the woman. Break Batman is doing one last check on the computer. 4 Eyes villains attacking on the same day was too much of a coincidence for him to overlook. There is something going on in secret, but he has been unable to discover that secret. It is something that he will have to work on at a later time. At the moment, he needs to prepare a new team. A team of young heroes that will operate in the shadows. He has high hopes for this team of young heroes. The Justice League needs a team that can operate outside the law. Criminals are proving to be more elusive and organized than in the past. This team will be able to take down those criminal organizations while the Justice League can maintain its public image. He had been hoping to create a similar team with more experienced heroes, but this is even better than his original plans. These young heroes can be trained from scratch, making them much more cohesive in the long run. An incoming message interrupts Batman's thoughts. Canary's image appears on the screen. I found the boy. He agreed to join the team, but there might be an issue. What is it? He speaks Japanese. It is going to make communication between him and the other members very difficult, says Canary. He speaks Japanese. It is going to make communication between him and the other members very difficult, says Canary. We knew that could be an obstacle from the beginning. Batman stares at Canary. Any information at all on him? Canary frowns. There is no existing record on him at all. I am at the mountain and ran his name through every database in the world that we have access to. The information appears on a screen opposite her image. Batman's eyes narrow upon the name, Uzumaki Naruto. Now that is an interesting name. He is not familiar with the last name Uzumaki. Several years he spent in Japan training under various martial arts masters, so he knows the culture very well. He even agreed to give me a blood sample and nothing. Naruto says that he's an orphan that grew up on the streets and I believe him. I can tell that he's not giving me the full story, but we all have our secrets. Batman runs the blood sample through several illegal databases. How is he adjusting to the new surroundings in the same manner that you would? Smirks Canary. I swear it feels like he is a spitting image of you. Batman doesn't find humor in that statement. In fact, the comment worries him a great deal. Still, it is better to have this unknown child working under the command of the Justice League than out there on his own. A child with the power to manipulate the elements is a weapon that many like Luther or Oz will desire as a pawn. Men like that are even able to sway experienced warriors like Batman to their side. I am on my way. The screens vanish. Batman stays a second before heading toward the Zeta tubes. There is much on the Dark Knight's mind. Mount Justice in a flash of light. Naruto and Canary appear inside the mountain. I need to contact a friend. I will be back shortly. Feel free to explore the cave. She walks towards the main computer terminal. Naruto spins around to see the point where he came into the cave. It doesn't make any sense. A second ago he was in a phone booth and the next second he is inside this carved out mountain. Never did he encounter such technology or age-jutsu like that. No, there was that one individual in Akatsuki that had the power to become intangible and teleport to any location. But to be able to teleport to any location at will is a power that any ninja would kill to have. He never thought that it could be replicated through technology. Then again, the technology in the elemental nations pales in comparison to the technology in this world. He learned that within a few days of arriving in Tokyo. The Justice League's technology is even more advanced than anything he used in Tokyo. But that is not saying much as he lived on rooftops and kept out of touch with society. The only technology he used since arriving was a vending machine. Though he shouldn't be surprised too much that the Justice League has such technology at its fingertips. It explains how certain members like Canary without the ability to fly or run at super speeds is able to get around the world so fast. Naruto begins to examine the carved out mountain. Much better than the places he used to stay at. A wave of negative emotions hits his senses, making him turn to face that direction. There is an older boy walking towards him. Superman? Ocean blue eyes narrow upon the boy that is almost an identical copy to Superman. No, that is not Superman. Superman is a grown man, not a teenager. This must be the son of Superman. Superboy stares at the unknown boy that is eyeing him critically. There is no information at all on the short blonde. Cadmus made sure to telepathically download information on every single hero in the world, even the ones not in the Justice League. He has information on sidekicks as well. Who is this new kid? Recognized Hacklead. Bo 2. Recognized Robin. Bo recognized Kid Flash. Bo 3. In a large flash of light, 3 sidekicks appear. Oh yeah, time to go on some real missions. I am so psyched. Smirks Kid. This place reminds me of the Batcave. Smirks Robin. Accolades notices an unknown individual across from Superboy. It is good to see you again, Superboy. Superboy gives a small nod. The protege of Aquaman turns to face the newcomer. I am Accolade. It is nice to meet you. He offers his hand. Naruto stares at the hand, making no move to shake it. Kid raises an eyebrow. Talk about friendly. Who is this kid? Accolade and Kid look at Robin. I got nothing. Frowns Robin. Batman steps forward, drawing the attention of all the sidekicks. A small screen opens up behind Batman that begins to translate his words into Japanese text. Welcome to the original headquarters of the Justice League. Since you are so determined to fight the good fight, you will get it under league terms. Red Tornado has volunteered to supervise the team. Canary will be the team trainer, and I will deploy you on missions. Real missions. Robin notices that his words was translated as well. Why is there a screen translating all the words into kanji? Covert missions, states Batman. The Justice League will still handle the big images. Flash smirks. There's a reason we have the symbols on our chest, but the bad guys are proving to be more resourceful. Finishes Aquaman. The 6 of you will be a team. Batman gestures at Naruto. His name is Uzumaki Naruto and he will joining the team as the 6th member. He speaks Japanese, but will be taking English lessons from Canary and Red Tornado. Robin glances around. Wait, who is the 6th member? Batman looks behind the team. The team turns around to see Martian Manhunter and a pretty girl wearing a similar outfit standing next to the Justice League member. She is very pretty with long red hair falling down past her shoulders, green skin, and developing curves. The girl wears a white top, blue cape, blue skirt, and matching blue boots. Hi, greets the girl. It is an honor to be on the team. Wally nudges Robin. I am liking this gig more and more. Giving a charming smile, he starts to talk to the girl. Hey, I am Kid Flash. That is Robin, Accolade, and Superboy, but feel free to forget their names. Robin and Accolade follow Kid Flash over to the new girl. Hey Superboy, Naruto, come meet Miss M. Ways Robin. Superboy walks over to the group. Naruto turns away instead, facing Batman. There is something about the Dark Knight that commands respect and power. It is like being in the presence of a Hawkeye. Batman may not have any superpowers like other members on the Justice League, but Naruto can see that Batman is a true warrior. 16. A true warrior doesn't need superpowers to be great. No, all that is needed for a true warrior is training and discipline. Batman has that in spades. I will be staying in Tokyo when not on missions or training, says Naruto. Batman shows no emotion. The mountain has plenty of rooms. I am more comfortable living on my own. Very well. Batman reaches onto his utility belt, drawing a watch. He tosses it at Naruto. Naruto places the watch around his wrist with a small click. That watch will issue an alert when there is a training or mission. However, due to the need for you to learn English, you will have separate training from the rest of the team. Understood. Naruto turns around, walking over to the Zeta tubes. The computer activates as a bright light fills the cavern. Recognize Mealstorm Bo 6. The ninja vanishes from the cavern. Naruto turns around, walking over to the Zeta tubes. The computer activates as a bright light fills the cavern. Recognize Mealstorm Bo 6. The ninja vanishes from the cavern. Accolade frowns. This is supposed to be a team, yet one of their teammates doesn't seem interested in getting to know them at all. He never heard of an Uzumaki Naruto. That doesn't mean much, as his interaction with other sidekicks was limited to Robin, Kid Flash, and Speedy. He knows that the world is filled with heroes of all ages, but he never met a sidekick that acted like Batman, and that is saying something considering that Robin is Batman's sidekick. For the first time, he is starting to worry that this team might not work. First fight 70:11.5K 252. Naruto sits at the computer with a bored expression. It has been a week since he was invited to join the team. In that time there has been no missions or training. The no missions he understands since the team is new and has no experience out in the field, but the no training part is strange. He understands that the Justice League is busy fighting criminals all over the world. However, this team will never work without proper training. He knows this from experience. It was a short time after learning a couple jutsu from the Forbidden Scroll of Seals that he thought knowing a couple jutsu made him invincible. If not for Kurama, he would have died against a couple hunter ninja. That was when he learned that in order to become strong he had to train and not just focus on learning a few jutsu. He may have never been on a team, but he figures that it works in the same manner. One needs to train together in order to work as a team. But maybe he was wrong. The Justice League is a team organization, so they know better than him. The past few days he has been spending his time learning English from Red Tornado. Red Tornado is an emotionless android that doesn't play around or joke, a vast difference from Kurama, who constantly made degrading comments and insulted others. It was an interesting experience learning from an emotionless android. Tornado never strayed from the topic at hand. All the teaching was focused on learning English with no distractions. Naruto was not sure how he felt on Tornado as a sensei. On one hand, he was learning a great deal and could understand a small amount of English, even speak a few words. But on the other hand, he couldn't get a single read on the android. Of course, Tornado was not the main reason that Naruto was learning at an accelerated rate. Naruto was using a special ability that he activated when he was 9, a special pair of eyes that allow him to memorize and copy anything that he witnesses. Kurama was surprisingly content with his eyes considering he hated the family that had them. It was during a fight in the Land of Earth that he activated the Sharingan for the first time. He ran into another missing ninja that was looking to steal the forbidden scroll of seals from him. The missing ninja was a Chunin level ninja. Naruto was 9 years old and didn't even know the basics of chakra control with 2 academy jutsu under his belt. The fight, if one could call it that, was a beating that involved Naruto being bounced around on the ground like a rubber ball. Kurama channeled chakra to Naruto's eyes in order to help him with tracking the Earth Ninja's movements. Technically, it worked as Naruto was able to follow the Earth Ninja's movements to deliver a fatal blow. It wasn't until a couple days later when Kurama finished healing his wounds that Naruto practiced channeling chakra to his eyes when he discovered that when he channeled chakra to them his ocean blue. Eyes turned red with Tommy in each. That was when Kurama explained to him that he inherited a powerful Daojutsu known as the Sharingan. Once he developed the Sharingan, he was able to see the way the chakra was channeled by watching other ninja. He watched ninja channel chakra to their feet to walk on walls in water. As his Sharingan grew more advanced, he was able to see through Genjutsu, control over the sub-elements, and gain better control over Kurama's chakra. Kurama hated this fact, but even the demon fox had to admit that the Daojutsu came in handy when Akatsuki started to hunt him. The Sharingan was a Daojutsu that was inherited by those with the Uchiha blood, and his mother was a descendant of Madara Uchiha, the controlling bastard, as Kurama puts it. Kurama theorized that this was a recessive trait from his mother's side. It might have been the reason that the fourth Hokage chose to seal Kurama inside Naruto in hopes that the Uchiha blood would help in controlling the demon's power. This was just a theory, but it did make sense. Naruto didn't care much about being related to the Uchiha clan because they were basically extinct with him and a few others as survivors. All he cared about was learning to become strong so that anyone that tried to hurt him would end up face first in the dirt. He was using the Sharingan now to copy and memorize the English language. Sharingan could use the abilities of other Daojutsus with some added tricks to it. If he was training with Canary, he could use the Sharingan to copy her lip movements in order to learn new words. But he didn't want to reveal his Sharingan to the Justice League or the team until he knew that he could trust them without a doubt. A true ninja never reveals his trump card to DNSS, as Naruto knows that he needs to learn English to communicate with his teammates, but this training is so boring. He much rather spend his time fighting crime in Tokyo or training to learn some new jutsu. Turning the computer off, he heads to the Zeta Tube. Time to head back home. July 2nd, 15th, 10:00 a.m. Do you plan on giving them a mission anytime soon? Canary leans against the console. Batman doesn't even spare her a glance as he continues to type at the computer. The team will receive a mission as soon as I have one for them. A frown forms on Canary's face. She was never on board with the team to begin with. The idea of using kids as spies rubbed her the wrong way. She ended up going along with it because she knew that it was better to have the young heroes working under Justice League supervision than running off on their own. But if Batman doesn't give them a mission soon, that team will be running off on their own like they did at Cadmus. Batman glances at Canary. I am searching for a mission to give them, but one that will not get them killed. He goes back to typing. All of them have been trained individually, but a team operates in a different manner. If they can't learn to be patient, then we might as well let them operate on their own, as it will yield the same results as giving them missions they are not prepared to handle. A sigh comes from the heroine. As usual, he is right. We need to do something to make them feel as if we are taking the team seriously. None of them are ready to be fighting crime on their own, says Canary. Perhaps a little team training wouldn't hurt. Not all of them are waiting away for a mission. Batman pulls up a video of Naruto exploring the cave and using the training facility. The first thing that he asked about after his first language lesson with Tornado was how to use the training simulator. He has continuously used it over the past week when not in Tokyo. Canary is impressed. It looks like there is at least one member on the team that is taking this team seriously. None of the other young heroes have been taking advantage of the facility at the mountain, or Batman would have brought it up. As for his lessons, in a month or two he will be able to speak fluently in English. Her eyes widen. That fast? Yes, his learning rate is very high, says Batman with a voice full of suspicion. He is a kid. Canary gives the Dark Knight a look. I can tell from his eyes that Naruto has not had an easy life. You were worried that him being on his own could make him at risk to people like Luther. But spying on him might make him turn away from using his power, so the best thing to do is earn his trust and let him come to us. Batman glances at Canary. She doesn't back down. The subject is changed when an alert comes in from Captain Atom. Batman and Canary drop the argument to face a bigger issue. July 18th, 9:00 am humming a tune. Miss Martian walks around the base. She was hoping to run into Superboy to start up a conversation. He showed up to eat the breakfast that she cooked, but took the plate and left the dining area before she could invite him to eat with her. It has been almost 2 weeks since she started to live at the mountain. In that time she has interacted with Superboy for barely a few minutes at a time during meals. She really wanted to get to know him better, but he didn't seem to have any interest in her at all. Today was the day that she was going to change that, or at least she hoped. Now that she truly thinks on the matter, she has not spoken to any of her teammates since the team was officially formed. The 6 of them were supposed to be a team, yet none of them interacted at all with each other. She had hoped that when she came to Earth that she would make friends. When her uncle offered her the chance to join this new team with others her age, she jumped at the opportunity, a chance to finally fit in. The problem is that none of her friends are around. All she has been doing the past 2 weeks is cooking new recipes and trying to get Superboy to give her more than a minute each. She is starting to think that maybe she won't make friends here on Earth. Such thoughts led her to the memories of her lonely days on Mars. Megan enters the training room in hopes of finding Superboy. She doesn't find Superboy, but she does run into another teammate. In the middle of the training room doing one-handed handstand push-ups is the 6th member of the team, Uzumaki Naruto, the only member of the team that didn't introduce himself to her. Her ruby red eyes examine the younger boy. He is 14 years old, but has a body that grown men would kill to have. There is not a single ounce of fat on his body. Naruto is not overly bulky, but with each push-up his muscles bulge, revealing a muscular body gained from years of extreme physical exercise. A blush heated her cheeks as she realized she was staring. It is hard not to stare when he isn't wearing a shirt. Naruto pushed straight up, launching 10 feet into the air from a single arm thrust. Twisting around, he lands mildly on his toes. He turns his head to look straight at Miss Martian. Megan splutters, realizing that she was caught. "Hi," blushes Megan. "I am Miss Martian, but you can call me Megan." There is no response from the boy. "Hello Megan," she snaps her fingers. "I forgot you don't speak English. My name is Megan. Don't be alarmed. I am using telepathy to speak to you." There is no shock or surprise from Naruto. He hears the voice in his head and continues to stare at her with an emotomnia. Megan shifts her with an emotionless expression. Megan shifts nervously under such an intense stare. She used her telepathy to talk to him because mental communication can instantly be translated into whatever his native language is so that the two can talk. Now she is starting to regret this whole thing. "Uzumaki Naruto, nice to meet you," replies Naruto mentally. A smile lights up her face. "I hope I am not interrupting. I was looking for Superboy. I didn't mean to bother you," apologizes Megan. "You are not bothering me. I am getting some training in is all." Naruto crouches into a fighting stance. He begins to throw punches and kicks at an invisible opponent. His eyes drift over to Megan. "Did you wish to train? I can come back at a later time." Megan throws up her hand, shaking her head. "No thanks. I am not good at physical activities. Isn't that the point of training? To increase your skill in a certain area?" I didn't think of it like that." She gains a light blush in embarrassment. "Still, I focus more on my telepathy and telekinesis." A shrug comes from the boy. He continues to practice his taijutsu. Megan bites her lip, not knowing what else to say. Naruto isn't bothered at all by the silence. He said all that he wanted to say, so in his mind the conversation is long since over. What are your powers?" "Mine are telekinesis and telepathy, but I already told you that, plus we are talking mentally," rambles Megan. A pause comes from the ninja. He contemplates whether to tell her the truth about his abilities. Sooner or later the team is going to learn about his abilities. In the ninja world, a ninja needs to guard one's secrets in order to have a trump card against enemies. This is not the elemental nations. And like he thought earlier, he will eventually reveal his abilities during a mission. "I use ninjutsu and taijutsu," answers Naruto. "Ninjutsu, taijutsu." Naruto brings his hands together and formed 3 hand seals at speeds that Megan can barely follow. She is amazed at the speed that he formed those strange hand gestures. "Transformation no jutsu," thinks Naruto. A cloud of smoke explodes outward. The smoke envelopes Naruto. When it clears, Megan's eyes widen upon seeing an identical copy of herself. Yushapa shifted. "No, it is ninjutsu," replies Naruto. Megan tilts her head. "Is it similar to magic?" "Sure, sorry," apologizes Megan when he feels a bit guilty. "I am able to use ninjutsu through the use of chakra. Chakra is the combination of Fushia and Niayuil energy in a cloud of smoke. He reverts to his original form. I can use it to cast illusions and manipulate the illusions. The transformation I used earlier was an illusion, not an actual transformation." Understanding appears in her eyes. "I get it." Megan smiles, feeling a bit closer to him. "I forgot to tell you that I can shape shift." She begins to transform into a girl version of Naruto. Naruto stares at her, not impressed with the transformation. Smiling sheepishly, she turns back to her original form. "Boys are harder to mimic. You should train that. It could come in handy on a mission," says Naruto. "I never thought about that. I guess I could work on it," nods Megan. "Can you do anything else?" "What is taijutsu?" "Taijutsu is hand-to-hand combat. My skills in that area are more pronounced when fighting against an opponent. I could show you in a spar," explains Naruto. Megan takes a step back, shaking her head. "No thanks. You'll take your word for it." Naruto is a bit disappointed, but doesn't show it. "So who is your mentor? The superhero that trained you?" "Robin has Batman. Kid Flash has a Flash. No one trained me. Everything I learned on my own." Oh, Megan doesn't know what else to say to that. She has a feeling that there is more to the story. Much as she would love to learn more, she can tell from his tone that he's not going to say anything about his past. Recognized thou too, Aqualad. In a flash of light, Aqualad in civilian clothing enters the mountain. Megan smiles, glad to have another teammate to talk to. "Hey Aqualad," beams Megan. Naruto turns to face the protege of Aquaman. "Greetings Megan." "Naruto," smiles Aqualad. Naruto gives a small nod. He walks over to where his shirt lays and puts it on. "How did it go with Speedy? Will he be joining us?" Aqualad shakes his head. "I am afraid not. He has decided to go his own path." Megan gives an apologetic look. Recognized pt1, Robin. Naruto frowns. It looks like there will be no more training since the entire team has decided to show up. He hasn't seen any of them in about 2 weeks, and the one day he chooses to get some training down, all of them start to show up. "Yo, waves Robin. You ready to get our first mission?" "Megan, have Yomso and read Tanado. He went out for a bit and said he would be back by 11, answers Superboy. The clone walks towards the group with a nonchalant expression. "Why do you want to see him?" "Why else? We want a mission." Robin gains an upset expression. "It has been almost 2 weeks and we haven't had a single mission. I am tired of waiting around. Time to get some action." Aqualad nods in agreement. "We didn't start this team to play around." Recognized Bow 3. Kid flash, is he here yet? Kid runs towards the others in civilian clothing. Robin pulls up the monitor. A smirk plays on the boy wonder's face. He is coming in now. Let's get going. Kid runs off on his own. Robin and Aqualad follow. Superboy shrugs before following them. Megan looks at Naruto. I guess we should join them. Naruto stares at her blankly. She smiles encouragingly at him. Flying into the air, she heads after the others. A sigh escapes the ninja. Reluctantly, he heads in the same direction as the others. Break Red Tornado makes his descent towards the ground. The android notices the sidekicks all waiting outside. Landing the Unduhead walks towards the group. Why have you all come out here to meet me? We were hoping to get a mission, smirks Wally. That man handles mission assignments. Yeah, but it has been over a week. Red Tornado interrupts Robin. You will be tested soon enough. Until then you can keep busy by familiarizing yourself with the cave. Robin, Wally, and Aqualad share a look. The words that Speedy spoke to them last night come back to them. Your Junior Justice League is a joke. It is meant to keep you busy and in your place. This is not a social club, frowns Aqualad. True, but I hear social interaction is key to team building. Those are the last words that Red Tornado speaks before heading inside the cave. Naruto stares up at the clouds. He understands a little of the language, but not enough to keep up with the conversation. Certain words and phrases registered in his mind. So paying half attention, he chose to stare up at the clouds. It is a beautiful day. A Kid flash scowls. Keep us busy. Does he really think we are buying that? Frowns WTA+++++ Robin. What do we do now? We tour the clubhouse, says Aqualad just as upset as the others. Well, Superboy and I live here. We can give a tour, offers Megan. Superboy folds his arms across his chest. Don't include me. Kid appears next to Megan. Will do. A private tour sounds much better. No one said anything about private, sighs Robin. Team building. We all go, states Aqualad. Megan looks over at Naruto. We are going to tour the cave. I already know the entire layout, replies Naruto. Red Tornado said that socializing will help team building, says Megan. Very well. Aqualad, Kid, and Robin look between Megan and Naruto. The three then look at Superboy. Superboy gives them a shrug. Okay, this way, smiles Megan. The four glance at each other before shrugging. Naruto lags behind the group, not bothering to listen to the guided tour. Break ++++2+. So why did the league stop using the base? Asks Superboy. Robin answers that question. The Joker found out the location and launched a massive attack on the Justice League. Most of the cave was destroyed. It forced the league to move to a new headquarters. Superboy frowns, so they traded it in for a tourist trap. Megan's eyes widen. Wait, if the bad guys know where we are, what is to stop them from attacking us? We must be on constant alert. Laughter comes from Robin. The bad guys don't know that we know about them knowing the location of the cave. Megan looks at Robin in confusion. He means to say that we are hiding in plain sight, explains Kid. Oh, that makes sense. Superboy sniffs the air. Naruto picks up on the scent a second after the clone. I smell smoke. My cookies. Megan flies off in the direction of the smell. Kid shrugs before speeding after her. The others soon follow. She flies straight into the kitchen. Using her telekinetic powers, she opens up the oven door and levitates a tray of burnt cookies onto the counter. I was trying out Granny's recipe from episode 17. She trails off. Naruto's eaves narrow. I wanted to plus bake something nice for the team. Robin chuckles coming up beside the girl. I am sure they would have turned out great. He doesn't seem to mind. All turn to look at Kid, who is munching down on the burnt cookies. What? Kid swallows. I have a serious metabolism. Owl. Make Owl. It was sweet of you to make any, says Aqualad. One Megan blushes lightly. Thanks Aqualad. We are off duty. Call me Calderam. In fact, my friends call me Calder. My name is Wally. Wally leans forward giving her a wink. See how I trust you with Muriel name unlike dark shades over there. That man has forbidden him from giving out his name. Robin sends a light glare at Wally that is hidden behind the shades. My name is easy, it is Mgan Moores, but you can call me Megan. It is an Earth name and I am on Earth now, smiles Megan. Superboy turns preparing to leave the room. A telepathic voice belonging to Megan fills everyone's head. Don't worry Superboy, we will find you an Earth name too. The clone's eyes widen. Get out of my head. What? The others winch, not used to having a voice +++++ in their head besides their own. Naruto stands with a bored expression. This is how everyone communicates on Mars. Megan, stop. Calder gives her a hard look. On Earth that is an extreme invasion of privacy. Megan lowers her eyes. I didn't know. Just stay out of my head. Superboy stomps out of the room with rage in his eyes. Cadmus left him with a bad taste for telepathy, whispers Wally. Megan's eyes fill with guilt. Her eyes glance over at Naruto, who remains silent. It doesn't bother me, shrugs Naruto. In order to break the tension, Megan comes up with an idea. Hello Megan, I know what we can do. She flies out of the room. The others follow with Superboy sitting on the couch. Superboy senses someone staring at him and turns his head. Naruto stares at Superboy with a blank expression. Move, says Naruto awkwardly. Superboy frowns. The ninja turns, leaving the room. Standing up, Superboy follows the ninja. Megan leads the team to the hangar. This is my Martian bio ship. A large red and black sphere rests in the middle of the hangar. Robin, Calder, and Wally all share a look at the so-called ship. 6++ cute. Not very aerodynamic but cute, says Wally. Plus it is at rest, silly. I will wake it up, smiles Megan. Using her telepathy, she commands the ship to wake up. The red sphere transforms into a large alien ship. It spins around so that the back of the ship is facing the team. The skin of the ship morphs, providing an entrance. Come on. Naruto examines the ship. For a moment when no one is looking, his ocean blue eyes bleed to red with 3 black tomoe. A second later his eyes are back to normal. He can't believe that this large thing is actually alive. It possesses its own unique energy, a life force. The ship reminds him of his same sword, Samehada. Samehada was also a living object, not just a mere sword. Naruto, are you coming? Asks Megan mentally. He heads up the ramp, making a mental note to examine the ship further in the future. The ship transforms on the inside, creating a cockpit with 6 total seats. Megan takes a seat in the chair at the head of the ship while the others sit down in the other seats. Robin takes a seat and 4 black tendrils immediately strap him in. This is pretty cool, smirks Wally. Red tornado, please open the hangar door, says Megan. Incredible, smiles Robin. Wally sighs dreamily. She sure is. He is staring at Megan. She turns to look at him. I mean the ship, and like all ships it is a she. Fast with his feet, not with his mouth. Dude, Calder leans over to whisper to Superboy. I don't need to be a psychic to know that you're feeling guilty. Superboy glances at Calder. There is a knowing smile on Calder's face. You overreacted. It happens. Just say you're sorry. Megan stares at Superboy with worried eyes. Robin notices the exchange. Give it time. He will come around. He doesn't seem to like me much. Frowns Megan. You two to realize he has super hearing, right? Says Wally. Superboy heard every word but continues to stare out the window. I know. How about showing us some of the Martian shape-shifting? Naruto pokes at the side of the ship. The entire ship is organic. It is like Megan's clothes that allowed her to shapeshift her body and uniform. He has never encountered anything like this. Is this some type of alien technology? How advanced is the technology in this world to be able to create living organisms? Red tornado to team. There has been an emergency alert triggered at Happy Harbor Power Plant. You are to investigate the situation, covertly. Sending coordinates now. Copy that. Adjusting course, replies Megan. Red tornado is keening, one should sigh again, states Robin. Megan glances at Robin. A simple fire led you to Superboy. Who knows what this will lead us to? We should investigate the cause. I think I know, says Superboy. All turn to look outside the window. Heading straight towards them is a large tornado. Megan grips the controls tightly. The ship is spun around several times before the tornado continues on towards the power plant. She lands the ship in the parking lot. The team rushes out to see explosions coming from inside the power plant. Robin, are tornadoes coming in? Calder turns to see his friend Gunn. Megan gasps in surprise. Where did he go? She looks around trying to find where the boy wonder went. All that is heard is a childlike laughter. Calder groans in annoyance. Why does Robin always run off on his own? No way am I getting left behind. Wally puts on his goggle before taking off at high level speeds. Naruto was slightly impressed with Robin and Kid Flash. Robin moved like a ninja, able to vanish even in broad daylight. Kid possessed high Chunin level speed, almost on par with a Jounin. That is impressive since Naruto's own speed was at Chunin level. Currently, Superboy uses his super strength to leap high into the air, ready for a fight as well. Let's go. They might need us. Calder draws his water bearers. Megan flies into the air following Hepfrin inside the power plant. A blast of wind sends Robin flying backwards. I got this. Wally runs at high speeds at the individual covered in red and black armor. The villain creates a gust of wind on the ground, spinning Wally out of control before tossing him through the far wall. The speedster lies on the ground nursing a major head toothache. Superboy runs through the front doors. Who is your friend? I don't know, but he plays rough. Great Robin. Standing up, the boy wonder reaches into his jacket, pulling out a couple birdarangs. A robotic voice comes from the villain. Forgive me, you may call me Mr. Twister. Mr. Twister stands over 6 feet tall with shining bright red and black armor with several blue tubes connected on various parts. I was hoping to fight a real hero, not some kids. This is very disturbing, says the villain. Robin scowls. I am sorry to disturb you. I will try to make you more turbed. He tosses the birdarangs at Mr. Twister. Mr. Twister creates a gust of wind, knocking away the birdarangs with incredible ease. Superboy leaps into the air, aiming a fist at the villain. Forming a small twister, Mr. Twister spins Superboy around before tossing him straight at Robin. The two young heroes crash into each other, rolling across the ground. Superboy, Robin, gasps Megan. She drops down, landing next to the two. Calder runs into the annoying lot with his water bearers taking the form of dual swords. This is not a villain that I recognize. Run along, children. I have more important matters to deal with. Stott has Mr. Twister. We are not children. Glares Robin 3 respectively. You are. A yell of rage comes from Superboy. He charges at Mr. Twister. Superboy never even gets close as a small twister sucks him up, spins him around, and tosses him away. Robin tosses down several smoke grenades. A thick black smoke blinds Mr. Twister. Such an attack might have been useful against other villains, but against Mr. Twister it is hardly even a distraction. Mr. Twister blows away the smoke and raises its arm to block a kick from Robin. Robin is struck by a high blast of wind, sending him flying into the charging Calder. Megan comes flying at Mr. Twister from above, but soon she is sucked into a twister and slammed into the ground. I grow tired of babysitting. Mr. Twister creates a large twister that blasts the young heroes in every direction. I hope now you all know your place, says Mr. Twister. Several shuriken strike Mr. Twister in the back. The supervillain spins around to see a sixth attacker. Naruto has the hoodie up to hide his hair, and a black face mask covers the lower portion of his face. So there's another child. You should have stayed hidden, says Mr. Twister. A powerful torrent of spiraling wind heads at Naruto. Naruto moves at high speeds, dodging the tornado. He runs around Mr. Twister, tossing 3 kunai. The kunai are easily batted away with a light gust. Your pitiful weapons will not help you. Now be gone. Mr. Twister creates a powerful tornado that starts to rip the entire building to shreds. Superboy grabs Robin and makes a run towards the exit. Megan and Aquilent are right behind Superboy. The building starts to collapse, almost burying the team alive 3 outside. Wally stands up, rubbing his head. A loud crashing sound makes him look ahead. His eyes widen in horror. Oh no, guys. He rushes towards the collapsed building as fast as he can. Mr. Twister floats outside the rubble. I am now turbed. Thanks for that. What did you do to my team? Yells Wally. Mr. Twister turns to face the speedster. I would think that was obvious. Generating a small tornado, he launches it at Wally. Wally is sucked in and sent flying into the debris. Before the speedster hits it, an invisible force catches him. I got you, Wally, says Megan. I would have thought that you all would have learned your... The ground behind Mr. Twister bursts open. Out of the ground emerges Naruto, flashing through hand seals that even Wally can barely keep up with. He finishes the sequence of hand seals and takes a deep breath while lifting his right hand to his mouth. Naruto forms a ring with his right index finger and thumb, then exhales. Kaiten Gakakayu no Jutsu, a large fireball twice his size is spit from his mouth that heads straight at Mr. Twister. Mr. Twister has no time to dodge from the point-blank attack. The fireball consumes Mr. Twister before a large explosion fills the area. Naruto lands on the ground knowing that the battle is over. He poured enough chakra into that jutsu to take out a building. Even if Mr. Twister created a barrier of wind, it would have strengthened the power of the fire jutsu. Wind feeds fire, making it more powerful. No way, gasps Wally. Did he just exhale a giant fireball? Mutters Robin. Calder stares in awe as the smoke still fills the area. I have never seen such magic. Amazing, whispers Megan. Superboy remains silent, staring into the smoke. The smoke soon clears to reveal a completely destroyed android. Naruto stands among the completely destroyed android. Naruto stands among the rubble with an emotionless expression. Mr. Twister's body is scattered all around in thousands of pieces. He glances at the team. All of them are staring at him with disbelief or suspicion. It doesn't matter to him. The mission was accomplished. Threat to Happy Harbor power plant was neutralized. Mission complete. First mission 010.9K 220-114 recognizing Bo 2, Aqualad. 3 out of the Zeta Tube emerges Aqualad. He is dressed in his regular hero gear. Aqualad looks to see Robin, Miss Martian, Superboy, and Naruto already waiting for him. Recognized Bao 3, Kid Flash. Kid Flash comes out behind Aqualad. I am so ready for this mission, smirks Kid. The young speedster falls silent upon seeing Batman, not amused with his tardiness. Quickly, Kid joins the others ready to hear the mission with barely contained excitement. Batman begins to speak now that the entire team is assembled. Santa Prisca is the worldwide producer of the illegal steroid Venham. Multiple holographic screens appear behind Batman. Naruto keeps his emotions in check as he stares at the images. The former missing ninja has never seen such advanced technology. Several images of the island Santa Prisca from different angles. Lately, all shipping has stopped despite the fact that satellite imaging shows that the factory is still producing the illegal drug. Your assignment will be to infiltrate the island, figure out what is going on and report back to the League. Who is the leader? Asks Robin. Batman and Red Tornado share a glance. That will be left up to you all to decide, states the Dark Knight. Robin gains a confident smirk. Red Tornado steps forward, placing 3 cases on the ground. In each case is stealth gear. It is not required to wear, but stealth is a major part of your mission. Being able to blend into the environment is key to a covert operation. Too cool, grins Kid Flash. Naruto begins to poke at the holographic screens. The technology of this world is amazing. He wonders what else the technology in this world can do. Man, it is almost like looking at some rare and crazy jutsu. Come on Naruto, smiles Megan. Okay, bioship Miss Martian sits in the pilot seat with her hands in the 2 glowing white lights. We are 3 miles away from Santa Prisca. Aqualad stands up, pressing the center of his shirt. His outfit turns completely courtesy of the new stealth tech built into his suit. Almost at the first dropped point, I am ready. Soon enough the ship hovers over the ocean a half-mile out from the island. A hole opens up in the bottom of the ship. Aqualad dives through the hole straight into the ocean. He swims through the water at inhuman speeds. Swimming by a dozen miles, he comes upon a large net. He uses his water bearers to create a sword to slice through the net. In no time at all he shoots out of the water, landing on the beach. Running over to the heat and motion sensors, he attaches a device to them. It turns from red to green, signaling that it is on. This is Aqualad. Heat and motion sensors are on an endless loop. I am on my way to the rendezvous point, speaks Aqualad. Naruto emerges from the back. Robin glances backwards. The boy wonder raises an eyebrow at Naruto's choice in uniform and armor. The blonde is wearing a white and black hoodie over a short sleeveless skin-tight black shirt, fingerless ironclad black gloves, black pants, and black boots. Decided to not go with the stealth chick? Naruto takes a seat as if never hearing the comment. Dude, he doesn't speak our language, says Kid. Robin gains an annoyed look. How the heck is he supposed to lead this team when one of the members can't even communicate with the rest of the team? No worries, I can communicate with him through telepathy. I can use my telepathy to target the speech center of the brain so he understands everything I am saying, smiles Megan. Robin gives a nod. Okay, I leave it to you to convey to him our objective. Got it. Naruto has to admit that it feels good to be going out on a mission. He never knew how much he missed it until this moment. Of course the missions he used to go on were solo missions that usually involved bodyguard or assassination detail. Missing ninja were cheaper to hire than ninja from hidden villages. So criminals like drug lords and syndicates hire out missing ninja. Still, it feels good to be geared up and back in action. The stealth tech gear that Batman supplied is great. The armor and clothes are top-notch, but he prefers to wear his own clothes. It feels much more comfortable, though he wouldn't mind adding more kunai and shuriken to his weapon pouches. He is running a bit low. When he gets back to Tokyo he will stop off at a store to buy some more. How much does the mission pay? Asks Naruto. Batman frowns. There is no payment. Naruto is not happy with that response. Heroes help others to do the right thing, not for money, but we are not helping defenseless civilians. This is a mission to infiltrate and gather information for the League. The Dark Knight can't argue with that logic. Be that as it may, there is no payment, states Batman. Naruto continues to speak. I agreed to join this team to help, but if I am spending so much time here and not getting paid for missions, then I will have to leave. The cave is stocked with food. My home is in Tokyo, not the cave. I don't need the League's charity. Pay me for my services or I will leave after this mission. Batman gains a hard look. We will talk after the mission. 15 A ninja taking on missions for free. He might as well put a slave collar on. Ocean blue eyes drift over to Robin and Kid Flash. Those two don't know the meaning of survival of the fittest. Sure, the two have been in many life and death situations, but those were situations that the two willingly entered into. It is completely different from having to fight each day for food and water. Superboy is a ward of the Justice League, being the clone of Superman, and Miss Martian is the niece of Martian Manhunter. All of them have others to help them, so that money is not an issue. Naruto on the other hand relies on his skills to make a living. Only one person in the world helps him, and that is Naruto. He doesn't need or want charity from the Justice League. All he wants is to receive payment for his services, that is all. He is no different from everyone else in the world that is working a job. The League has enough money to build a cave in a mountain with technology far beyond anything else on the planet. Surely paying him for a